Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the Legends of Takaful, a podcast series proudly put together by actuarial partners celebrating 40 years of Takaful in Malaysia. So, who is a legend? It's easy to look back and see who is a legend, as hindsight is 2020. But what about the current leaders in Takaful? Who will be the legends of tomorrow? In this series, we'll sit down and have a conversation with pioneers and founders of Takaful in Malaysia. People who truly shaped the industry, going beyond the numbers and finding out what really inspired them, their challenges and struggles, as well as their insights. We truly hope that this will both help drive Takaful forward for the next 40 years, as well as assist countries in just starting out with Takaful. In the first 10 years of Takaful, there was only one operator, Syarikat Takaful Malaysia, or STM. Anyone entering the STM office during those days knew things were done differently. The first time I went to a meeting with the CEO there, Dato' Fazli, I even remember having to take my shoes off at the entrance of the floor. They had a monopoly at that time, and they focused on establishing a presence, rather than having the cheapest rates and fierce competition. Back then, the loss ratios for motor business were noticeably better than conventional insurance, which was surprising due to the small size of STM, and the need to be large and strong enough to control the workshops. STM used Bank Islam branches as the main distribution source. The second entrant was Takaful National, or TN, the Takaful operations of the national insurer MNI. TN is now Etika and focused on agency force distribution during those days. Those days we had heavy debates on whether it was acceptable to have agents selling Takaful, promoting actually, as how the model would work, as until that point we used a Mudaraba model, with the operator paying most expenses out of surplus sharing, which occurs at the end of the year. Several years later, Maybank obtained a Takaful license, and TN eventually combined with Maybank Takaful to give rise to Etika, which had a full lineup of agency and bancassurance distribution channels for Takaful, as well as conventional insurance. During the same time, the first re-Takaful operator in Malaysia started, Ariel. So whereas the first operator relied on bank branches, and the second operator relied on its existing agency force infrastructure, Takaful Ikhlas, starting 10 years after TN, had to start from scratch. This led the CEO, Dato' Said Mohib, to drive a number of innovative solutions, including bringing the Wakala model over from the Middle East. This represents roughly the halfway point so far of the Takaful journey in Malaysia. Several years later, the era of the multinationals in Takaful began, with a range of global insurers and reinsurers recognizing the potential of this market. Prudential in particular brought synergy to its products, creating Takaful equivalents of its conventional insurance products, especially unit-linked plans. This was also the time that Bank Negara really strengthened the regulatory focus on Takaful through JPIT. Regulations were held fairly consistent between Takaful and conventional insurance, with the goal of creating a level playing field. Today, Takaful is at a crossroads in Malaysia. Although we've come a long way, we still have a long way to go to rival conventional insurance in Malaysia. Will Takaful focus on consistency with conventional insurance? Or will there be increasing innovation in the models used as well as market segments focused on? Will we be able to use Takaful to increase insurance penetration in Malaysia, especially underserved markets? Insurance in any form is about managing risks and building trust. Takaful can truly be key in many market segments in building this trust and forming the foundation of a population that understands its risks and how to manage them. This is the foundation of true financial literacy, which must be a goal for the next 40 years. Actuarial Partners has been involved since the beginning of Takaful in Malaysia and has been involved in some way with all the Takaful operators here. We truly hope that this podcast series is useful and the next 40 years of Takaful development is equally exciting. Malaysia boleh!
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to the 5th episode of the series Legends of Takaful. The series aims to celebrate the individuals who have contributed to the development of Takaful in Malaysia. To remind the audience, 2024, as you know, marks the 40th anniversary of the establishment of the first Takaful operator in Malaysia. Syarikat Takaful Malaysia was incorporated on the 29th of November 1984. And each and every month throughout 2024, we will interview a special guest who has contributed to the development of the Takaful industry in Malaysia. This month, we are honored to have with us Sheikh Mohamad Salihuddin Ahmad. Salihuddin, welcome and thank you for accepting our invite to participate in this podcast.
Thank you, Zainal, for having me. Appreciate it very much.
Perhaps we can start with you sharing with our audience your journey in the insurance and Takaful industry.
Okay. Thanks. I want to make it short then, if you don't mind.
No problem.
Because if I share my career history, it will be very long.
No problem.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. First and foremost, again, I want to thank Zainal and Actual Partner for initiating this wonderful podcast to make it like a khazanah for the future Takaful players that will join when we're no longer around, to learn all the wisdoms that have been shared before by the previous guests, and inshallah for the future guests also. So quickly, I just want to say I was born in Jitra, Kedah, 61 years ago. Brought up in Penang. High school in Kota Baru, Kelantan, Mara Junior Science College. Got my tertiary education in US, both my degree and masters. My degree in Indiana State University and my masters at Stephen F. Austin in Texas. Came back in 1988 to Malaysia. Actually funny, my first initial job was I was a lecturer at University Utara Malaysia, but only for a couple of months. I found that it's not my cup of tea. So by then I sent out my resume, and the first company that called for my interview that time, as we know, in 1988 there was an economic downturn, so you don't have much choices. So the first company that called me up was a general insurance company, and alhamdulillah, when I went for the interview, I got the offer.
What? Sorry, can just what you really wanted to go to the insurance industry?
No, it's by accident. Actually, it's by accident.
So you sent a lot of resumes out there
correct.
to all these companies.
Correct.
It so happened that they were called in for an interview by an insurance company.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Because my degree and my master's in marketing.
Marketing.
I don't have any insurance background at all. So when the first company called me in and I went for the interview, and immediately they made an offer, I was, wow, okay, so why not? I said, I take a challenge. I joined a particular company on 1st October 1988, and I've been in the industry since. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala kind enough to allow me to go through the run of the mills. From general, I spent first 8 years in general insurance industry. In 1996-97, I joined a life company. And alhamdulillah, in year 2000, I joined a composite company. Yeah, both life and also general. And alhamdulillah, Allah Ta'ala again gave me an opportunity to learn. I joined another company learning about the corporate business on the general side, the large and specialized risk. And alhamdulillah, again, I was offered to join a company that deal with bank assurance. And you know that company. And then I'm taking care of both the sales side of both life and general insurance, Takaful, and also the family side. So complete cycle on bank insurance. Then alhamdulillah, when that particular organization took over the other two companies and merged to become one of the largest insurance company in Malaysia, they appointed me to be a CEO. That's the first time that I became a CEO of the company, way back in 2005. But then the opportunity knocked, and alhamdulillah, this is what I've been looking all the while, and I got the opportunity to help establish the first multinational Takaful company in Malaysia, way back in 2006, which is Prubes and Takaful.
That's Prudential Assurance
joint venture with Bank Simpanan Nasional.
Bank Simpanan Nasional.
Correct.
It's basically I would say, how do you describe Bank Simpanan Nasional? It's like, it used to be the post office, kan? Post office savings,
yeah,
kan?
Correct.
So Bank Simpanan Nasional, so it's National Savings Institution. So it was quite a I guess appropriate marriage from that perspective.
Correct.
You got a established insurance company, and you got a bank. That is well has got a lot of branches throughout
Correct.
Malaysia.
Correct.
Yes,
Correct.
continue please. Yeah.
Okay, and then to cut the story short on my career history, then I joined Great Eastern. Many people mistaken that I joined Great Eastern Takaful. No, I joined Great Eastern because that time Great Eastern don't have a Takaful yet.
So Great Eastern is I think, are they the biggest life company in Malaysia?
Biggest life company in Malaysia.
But they are basically out of Singapore.
Exactly. They are a good holding company based in Singapore. And I was brought in to assist to help the group to get the Takaful license. And Alhamdulillah, after 1 year with them, we managed to secure a Takaful license from Bank Negara on 1st October 2010. And Alhamdulillah, within 3 months, we launched Great Eastern Takaful. And then after that, I took a break for a while. And in 2015, I was asked to by my very good friend to come over and help find ways to reposition MLF Takaful, because that time MetLife US company just bought into M Bank, M Assurance. So I was asked to come in and help re-establish MLF Takaful.
So that is I mean it's quite unique, I think, in terms of someone a journey through insurance and Takaful, in the sense that you involve in startups, and you also involve in life and general insurance.
Right.
So it's pretty. I think it was pretty unique, and I look forward to
Inshallah.
getting more information in terms
Inshallah.
of the success factors. But you have not finished yet. in terms
Yeah,
of the
not
journey.
finished yet.
Yeah.
So by then in 2017, I decided that I'm done with the 9 to 5
Job.
running of the mills job, and Alhamdulillah, God is great. I've been given the opportunity to be a board member. And like you mentioned just now, there's the first company, Takaful Malaysia, a Takaful company in Malaysia, which is Syarikat Takaful. Now, Alhamdulillah, I'm into my 4th year as a board member for Syarikat Takaful Malaysia Keluarga.
Great. Okay, Salihuddin, I think basically, I mean, when you embark on the journey of life, and you start working, and over the period in which you have actually sort of experiences that you have gathered over the years. I want to talk to you about values. Okay. I think it's important that one individual has in his mind what are the values that should guide him or her in terms of his journey. I think work is to some in ways that for Muslims, basically work is so ibadah.
Right.
It's not just prayers, it's not just fasting. It's also being a good actually how you approach the work in this life as well is also a means of ibadah. So let's talk about values. Values now, and let's talk about the values that you would basically say are important. When for the individual themselves, when they actually go through their career.
Okay. Oh, very good question, Zainal. Alhamdulillah. I think it's very close to my heart. And again, syukur banyak-banyak, Alhamdulillah, because along my life career journey, which is lasted now already into my 28 years, I met a lot of good CEOs, good leaders, good mentors that have taught me a lot of wisdoms, and which I also took it and applied it, and I found it is very beneficial. And the most, like you said, values is very key, and for me, it's what guides us on a daily basis, not just in our life, but also in our career. So the first thing I want to share is that when I started my career, I told you that I started my career way back in 1988, and at that time I just have a career goal. So I said I want to earn this much. I want to be this position. And Alhamdulillah, Allah is great. Within a short period of time, I managed to achieve that. And I feel empty.
Oh.
Then I set another goal.
That was you felt empty at a very young age.
Yes, because I said, okay, I want to earn this much. Because I started in 1988 with this particular company. They only offered me 800 ringgit. Like I said, it was a very bad economy down. Imagine a master's came back and they offered me a job as a marketing executive.
800 ringgit a month.
800 ringgit a month.
In 1988.
Correct.
That's like less than $200 US dollars.
Exactly.
Per month.
Exactly. So I set a target that I want to be here earning this much. Yeah. So within a short period of my time, I managed to achieve it. Then I said, So I set another goal. and I keep on achieving that target. So when I joined this particular company, I met my first CEO, which is also my mentor, and he sit me down and said, then let's relook at the whole thing. Because I keep on sharing with him, sometimes I feel empty. Because I keep on achieving the goals that I set in the beginning. So he taught me the first value, which is until today, I adopt, I adapt, and I embrace, which is purpose.
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 What's the purpose?
What's the purpose? So at that time, I was confused. When he explained to me, I said, So he said, then why not you go back, think about it tonight, take a piece of paper and write down. If yesterday you pass away, if yesterday, I don't want to eat tomorrow because I'm still alive today. I don't want to do anything like that. So he said that write a piece of paper. If you die yesterday, how you want people to remember you? So when I went back, I wrote down. I jot down all those how I want people to remember me. And then when I look at that it defined who I am from that day. It changed the whole perspective of setting goals. Now I am having purpose. I define that. This is my purpose.
What's the difference between goal and purpose? Because maybe to the audience, the difference is not so clear.
That's why I say interesting. Because that's why I say that. Imagine, like I say, I encourage you also try to write down what if yesterday something happened to you. How you want people to remember you? Okay,
a legacy. How do you want people to remember you as a legacy?
Because people don't want to remember, this is the guy, when they heard me pass away yesterday, I don't want them to remember that, this is the guy that has set up this company. No. I want to remember that, he just lost a great friend who has helped so many people along.
Okay.
So that's how I wrote. Way back in 1997 when I learned about this purpose.
Okay. So that's a subtle difference. What's the purpose in terms of how you want people to remember you?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
As opposed to goals, which what you want to achieve.
Correct. Okay. Before that, I want to be a manager. I want to be a senior manager.
Okay.
I want to be earning 5,000. I want to be earning, and I keep achieving that. But at the end, I still feel I'm not fulfilling.
Okay. Got it.
As a person.
Yes.
So when I learned about this purpose, it changed the whole thing. I no longer have goals.
You have purpose instead.
I have purpose.
Yeah.
And from that moment onward, that's my sole focus in defining both my life and also especially my career. And because of that purpose, God kind enough to put me in a position that I can help as many people as possible.
Okay.
Alhamdulillah. I was surprised because when I defined that purpose, I stay focused. I just said that I want to help as many people that I meet along my career to be the best that they can be.
Sure.
And Allah Ta'ala put me in the position that allowing me to help as many along that way. That's first from the individual perspective, having a purpose. And I encourage especially the young one to have that because right now there are too many people that want to have like a Maggie me. I call it a Maggie me generation. They work today, within 3 minutes they want.
Maggie me, for those who don't know, is instant noodles.
Yeah.
So you don't want to be that kind of a person. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
And second value as an individual, this is what I've been telling also my son. I got 4 sons, Zainal. Yeah? I said that 3 of them already started working. And 1 of them own a business. But the 2 working with the company, I told them that, look, the moment that you're being hired, do not allow your employer to catch your value. That's how my mindset from day one. When they paid me 800 ringgit, I'll make sure that I give more than 800 ringgit.
Okay.
I give more than what they are paid.
Okay.
So the moment that they paid me the value that I perceive that my value, I giving more than that. So I never allow my employer to catch my value.
So catch your value being that
you're doing something extra. You walk the extra mile.
You have to walk the extra mile.
Correct. Yeah. I keep on now. I'm using when I have a team before when I was a CEO. I keep on telling the staff. I said, look, for every dollar that the company pay, give back $2. Don't give back 80 cents. The problem with many organizations because majority of them staff instead of giving back at least $1, they're giving back 70 cents, 80 cents. That's why many companies underperform. Yeah. So this is what I taught myself, and also I taught my children and those that willing to listen to me during my career journey. And the third value, this is something that I shared with my son also. I shared to those many that now they become their leaders in their own right, and I'm glad that they listen to the value that I want to impart. Which is I say that the moment that you start working, doesn't matter even if you makan gaji or you earn salary, have entrepreneur mindset. Have a business person mindset. Because if you have a business person mindset, doesn't matter you makan gaji or you earn salary, you know that you have to open a shop. Doesn't matter whether it's rain or shine, doesn't matter whether you are sick or not. You have to open the shop.
So like when you say entrepreneur, as an owner of a business.
Exactly.
Right. So as an owner of a business, you have to make sure that you get in the income to pay the salaries.
Exactly.
So you have to actually to work harder. What I thought as an entrepreneur.
Exactly. No, because it's easy to be trapped in the makan gaji or salary earn people where you wake up in the morning, suddenly you have a slight headache or you take MC.
Oh, okay.
Or you see the heavy thunderstorm, you say, okay, I want to go in late. But if you have an entrepreneur mindset, come what may, you know that 8:30 you have to go and open the shop because customers are waiting.
Yes. Yes.
Even at 5:30, you wanted to go out and suddenly you heard the phone rang.
Yeah.
If you have a salary mindset, you said, never mind lah, let the person call tomorrow. But if you have an entrepreneur mindset, you said, yeah, I have to answer that call before I go back.
Okay.
So this is very important,
Yeah.
especially to the young one. I encourage the young one to have that mentality because if you do that, you differentiate yourself from the rest. That's how you never allow employee to catch your value. Once the moment you have this mindset, you will work hard because why? You feel like you own that particular company.
Yeah. So don't let employer catch your value, which means that effectively, give more than what basically you are expected of you.
Correct.
Okay.
And mind you, Zainal, because many people thought that, I know that sometimes if you look at my career, some people thought that, okay, I keep on moving. No. From way back in 2000, I was headhunted. Every time, if you look at my career path after 2000, I was headhunted. And I keep on being given different challenge. Not because of the same job. I enjoyed different challenge. Okay. But there's one particular company when I wanted to move, the CEO called me in and said that, Dean, why I already given you everything? I said that, boss, let me tell you one thing. Do you know when is the best time to tell someone that you love him or her? I want to ask you, Zana, same thing. When is the best time
you tell someone you love him or her? This is what a girlfriend?
No, doesn't matter. It can be your children. It can be your wife. It can be your girlfriend. It can be anyone. When is the best time to tell someone that you love him or you love her?
Well, I guess now when you don't want people to take you for granted, you don't want people to think that you're taking him or her for granted.
Right.
So at that point of time, when perhaps things are basically everything is okay, then you say, okay, I need to ensure that the person, him or her, basically appreciates knows that you appreciate him or her.
Right.
Right. So I think that's probably the best time. But you let me know.
No, same thing. It's good. But this is what I told because the CEO was surprised when I decided because that particular time we were very close. We managed to break through the company's performance.
You were doing very well.
That time we break through. We managed to break the ceiling and the company is moving upward.
Yeah.
And suddenly the headhunter came and said there's another company offered you
what?
Another challenge.
Yeah.
And I said, wow. But the CEO said, Dean, why?
Why? Okay.
And that's why I asked him this question, boss, do you know when is the best time to tell someone you love him or you love her?
Yeah.
Before someone else does.
Before someone else does. Yeah, true. Yeah. People that appreciate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we say that all the while you never come and say that. And suddenly
someone comes and tells you.
Exactly.
So you gave me everything, but you never tell me that you love me.
Correct. So this is why I adopt also same thing. When I see the talent within the organization, I go and tell that we love you.
Yeah.
You are talent. I'll talk later about the succession planning, all that. Because this is why we wanted to make sure that the talent know that we love the talent before someone else does.
Yes.
Because the industry have all this hawk headhunter watching the talent. So we have to make sure that we tell our talent that we love them very much.
Yeah.
And this is what the mistake of many organizations. They take for granted, like you said just now, they take for granted many talents. And suddenly, when the teller received the better offer, then by then it's too late.
Then you say I love you.
Exactly. By then it's too late. But not least, there are so many other values individually. But I just want to share the last one. I hope that I will not bore the audience on this. This is very important for me from day one, and this was instilled by my late mom.
Yeah.
My late mom keep on saying that they call me adik because I'm the youngest boy in the family of 6. I got another younger sister, but the age gap to quite some time, so everybody call me adik. So my late mom, I remember, said that adik, no matter how busy you are, no matter whatever that you are doing, always keep your solat, always keep your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Oh yeah, very important.
Exactly. So that has been my mantra. Doesn't matter how busy I am, I try to keep my relationship with the Creator. Because at the end of the day, we can work very hard, but if He did not grant, nothing happened.
I think that's very good advice, because I always tell my children that you also have to feed your soul.
Correct.
Not just feed your body.
Correct.
Right. You have to feed your soul, which is so important for the hereafter.
Exactly. But many people say that they are too busy. They say that wait lah until I
your
getting
soul
older.
needs to eat as well. The same way that you have to eat, for your body to be healthy.
Right.
You have to sort of feed your soul so that you'll be ready when you're called. Your turn is up. Anyway, that was very useful. I think one thing as well that we I think what and the reason as well that we have this podcast is to actually to impart the experience that the industry leaders in Takaful have had over the years, and to actually to try and see whether in fact it is useful to the next generation as we move Takaful to this next stage of development. So if we move on from individual, what about company and organization? Because you've been involved in quite a few companies, as you mentioned, a lot. And I'm sure that in each organization that you join, is never the same as the one people that you left before.
Exactly.
Right? And like you see just now, you have to give more than the value that the employer attribute to you.
Right.
But to do that as well, you need to be in tune. Well, basically, what is it the company is expecting out of you, right? So you know what the value is, but also perhaps as well, to be a good employee as well, to assist the company in terms of contributing, if you like, in terms of how they should develop the business. Because like you said before, you have to think like entrepreneur, not just just a salary man, as it were.
Right.
So, what about values and organization that you see as you move throughout the industry? What should be the values that organizations should have?
Thanks, Zana. I think it's very interesting. For audience information, I've worked through 10 organizations. 10 organizations actually. Within my 30 years career, I worked through 10 organizations. And alhamdulillah, I've gone through the pitfall, I've gone through the hardship, and I've gone through also the winning organization. Yeah, but what separate between the winning and the not so good organization is still boiled down to people. I'm a firm believer in people. So to the current leaders of the Takaful and the future leaders of the Takaful, just now I talked about individual basis. Doesn't matter whether you are leaders or not. But now at the company perspective, first, the company, be it especially the top leader, be it the board or even the senior management, the CEO especially, must set what sort of culture they want.
Is work culture or
work culture? Work culture, and also the values that they want to instill within the organization.
Okay,
and that will define what sort of people they want to recruit or they want to hire.
Okay,
it's very important. That's what I learned. And I was fortunate enough way back in 90s. I learned from this particular CEO, taught me about how to now recognize the values or the behaviors of respective person to join your organization. So we are able to build that. Mind you, that time I was just a senior manager, but I was entrusted to set the right culture within the organization. And he entrusted me to go out and bring in people or also retrain the existing people to align towards the set culture, the set values that we want to build within the organization. And that's why just as I mentioned to you that we are able to break the ceiling from the not so good company to become successful company. But it took a lot of hard work. So for me, first, because for me, people matters. The right people matter. I always believe it, and I believe so much until today also, that you can have the best system in the whole world. You can have the best product in the whole world, but you don't have the good people or the best people, nothing move.
But let me just sort of stop you there. I think to define an organization, is key.
Right.
Well, what is it that you want the organization to achieve?
Right.
But I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but the thing as well is that Takaful is a new industry,
Right.
new relatively to the insurance industry.
Right.
And you find that people's perception what Takaful is could vary.
Right.
All right. We talk about this in terms of Takaful is for everyone. And
Right.
so from the perspective of a non-Muslim, they see Takaful perhaps as something like just a product, if you like.
Right.
And for a Muslim, now we in the industry try to actually so drive the point that Takaful is about helping people,
Right.
because you don't know what life holds for you.
Right.
And what we want to do is that as a ummah, basically we should be open, we should be conscious, if you like, in terms of we need to ensure that we put aside, of course, the zakat. So
Right.
we've got to
Right.
pay zakat, as it were.
Right.
Put aside some of our wealth, if you like, to actually assist those
poor,
who are
in needs.
poor in
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
So I think that, and this is the issue sometimes in the previous podcast that we sort of done for individuals, I mean, they see it as Takaful being more than just another product, but to get the people, the people who actually subscribe to Takaful to believe in this, you need to have people within the company that subscribe to that value.
Correct.
So how would you think we can do that? Because I say, you don't normally, you cannot assume that the people that you hire knows about Takaful, knows about the, what Takaful is all about.
Exactly.
And your point is very valid that, in order for a company to be successful, your people have got to subscribe to the values that you are actually hold dear to you as a company. So perhaps you can sort of expand back on that.
Yeah. I just want to share what we have done in my first Takaful company way back into 006. When I came in, when I was asked to establish that particular company, the team was already there from the team that wanted to set up. The company has not been launched yet.
Okay.
And they brought me in as a CEO. The team already there. And then they allow me to bring new people. But I know that I have to make sure that these two, one that existing and the one new one, gel. So, but we sit down and we consensually agree that these are the values that we want to have.
So you took it on basically as a group, we decide
Correct.
what the values is. You don't tell them what the values are.
No. We run a workshop, we engage everyone, and we hear everybody's opinion, and we end up that this is what we want. And I remember that particular time they said that we want to have TRUST as a values.
Trust.
Correct. Teamwork, respect, understanding, smile, and also, if I'm not mistaken, last one, I cannot remember, it's 18 years, but trust, then that's where everybody adopt. We need to we see that the moment that you walk in 8:30 in the office, trust is our values. We can have different values outside as an individual, but the moment that you come into that particular organization, 8:30, we embrace that values, trust. And that's how we also project to our agents, to our customers, based on these values. No matter how tired you are, you must remember, you must always smile. Because that's a part of our values. So when we recruit people, we also want to identify these are values that you subscribe, you understand. But more importantly also, Zainal, when we started that journey, I keep on reminding them, no doubt that our parents are rich. That time, ProBSN and BSN are rich. But we said that we are just starting. Don't think that don't act like one. So I instill the value of limited resources and changing environment within the staff. You'll be surprised.
Go back to this entrepreneur thinking for the staff.
Exactly. But they said, no. Because I remember when I first came in on board that time, the property manager came to my house actually. That time I was on garden leave. They came and wanted to ask me the opinion about my room. And I look at it, why so expensive? They said that this is a prudential standard. I said, no. I'm just starting. I don't want that. You just give me a table and chair. I'm okay to work. He said, no, Cik Din, the boss will be very upset. No, I'll talk to the boss. So it ended up that we set a very modest office, and it instilled down, it cascaded down to the rest also that I instilled the mentality of limited resources and changing environment. Because why? I keep on telling them. After that also, I instilled to the future team that I work with, so that what's the difference between great team and good team? What's the difference between great individual and good individual? Great team, great individual can work under two conditions: limited resources, changing environment. Good team, good individual, if you're given everything, anyone can do. But if you are a great team, a great individual, you can really outperform even given limited resources or changing environment. That's how we managed to now put within a short period of time that particular company became a number one family Takaful within a short period of time. Because what? People really go all out. They know they have limited resources, but they still go all out to ensure that we provide the best service to our agents, to our customers at that particular time. Then that's how I move on also. Every team after I work with that, I instill the same thing. Because why? Because that time I said that, no, we cannot compare with our parent because they're already in the industry for 100 over years. Yeah. They already accumulate enough wealth. Let them enjoy what they have worked so hard for. We just started. Yeah. So that's how the company was. That's why when we do that, choosing the right people to embrace, to appreciate the values. That's what very key. Yeah. So we run a very strict program. Then you'll be surprised. We can ask those that used to work with me, or especially the head of HR. I insisted that they have to go through a selection process. Before you got an offer letter from those companies that I used to lead, you have to go through like of course like a team building program. Team building program, yeah. Just to extract the right value. Because why? Then HR head that worked with me said, Cik, it's too taxing. I said, no. The same thing that just now I asked you when is the best time to say that you lose someone. I want to ask you this question. Audience, I want to ask the same question to all of you. We are not perfect, right?
No.
We are not perfect.
Far from it.
Correct. Far from it. All of us are not perfect.
Yes.
Except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Yes.
Yeah? But when are we perfect?
When we are perfect.
When are we perfect? There's a moment that we are perfect.
Well, that's
I want to ask also.
I thought that the thing is that actually, when you say you're never perfect, that's already the universe. You're never perfect. Yeah. You cannot be perfect.
There's a moment that we are perfect.
Well, we know that we cannot be perfect.
Yes, but we acted like we are perfect.
Active? Let me explain to the audience what you mean active.
No, this is what I told the HR, why we need a strict selection process. Human being, especially those that work, we become perfect during the job interview.
Yes, I see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
So you're perfect during the job interview because I think you're perfect when you write your CV, especially these days when you can use ChatGPT, they write your CV.
Yeah, exactly. But even during job interview, you interview thousands of people. Yeah. Then you ask, are you a team player? Yes, I'm a team player. I'm willing to work very hard.
Okay. Because you want the job.
Exactly. So that's why I told my HR head at that time, we need to bring these people out to an uncontrolled environment. We want to extract the true color of themselves.
Okay.
So that's how we did. And alhamdulillah, we managed to build a strong team. Because why I wanted to do that? I work on the limited resources because why? We are new, like I said. Those companies that I work in Takaful are new.
Startups.
And you know, Zana, I think we know in the industry, the one that really eat all our profit is the management expenses cost.
Yeah.
The staff cost.
Staff cost, exactly.
That's why I instill these limited resources.
Yeah.
And that's why we managed, within short period of time, that particular company
managed to break even quickly.
Break even because of that.
I think that's important for those would-be managers.
Correct. And second, on the company side, if you don't mind.
Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah.
But to do this is very, very important because it's not easy. Like I said, it's not easy. But if you want to instill the right culture, if you want to send the right message to down, it has to walk from the top.
Yeah.
It has to start from the top. Then when those that work with me, they know. I keep on telling them even when I call the first team meeting for each company that I've been given the opportunity to lead, I told them, look, I'm a very simple person to work with. I have a very simple value, but I say that let's work on this basis. When you agree to join this company, you akad. You akad.
Your so-called what's English?
Akad is you sign a contract. Like, so
contract. Okay.
You sign a contract.
Okay.
So I told them easy. For me, if you want to work with me, very easy. Okay, my value is very simple. I based on SHI, sincerity, honesty, and integrity. And you akad with this company, you akad with me. 8:30 my right, 8:30 my company right, 5:30 your right.
Okay.
I don't accept excuses, jam ke apa semua. I expect all of us to start working because that's how you sign. But to walk the talk. Then you can check those that work with me. I'm among the first one to come into the office.
Yeah.
To turn on even I was fighting with the tea lady to who's turn on the light first in the morning.
So who you have a race with the tea lady?
No, but I'm saying that this way because you want to send a message that you also follow the same
rules.
Akad, same rules.
Same rules, yeah.
Doesn't matter you're a CEO. So not, because some CEO might make it go, I'm a CEO, I can come in anytime.
Come anytime, yeah.
But people down there look, hey, you want us to embrace this value, but you don't walk the talk.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the first thing. So when I was in Takaful, commission sign, but when I was in Takaful, there are two other positions that are besides CEO that I really stress that they no compromise. They have to be the prime role model, whatever values that the company want to cascade down to the staff. First, head of HR. Second, head of Sharia.
Oh, okay. Head of Sharia.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because you want to cascade down the right value, the Sharia value. Because Zainal, being in the Takaful, besides working, we are also a subtle dakwah.
Okay.
We do subtle dakwah.
Yeah.
How can you say that we are doing Islamic insurance, but we tolerate people that come in late? We tolerate people that underperform.
Yeah. I think it goes back to the fact that Islam is not just prayers and fasting.
Exactly.
It's a way of life.
Correct.
So you must subscribe to the whole thing.
Exactly. And you said just now, work also part of ibadah.
What?
Many people mistaken that, no, solat only ibadah. Work is not. No, it's part of ibadah.
Yeah.
But to do that also, we have to make sure that we do it with the right nawaitu. Right? Your conscience must be clear.
Yeah, okay.
I can share with you. I don't mind sharing. I know that I don't want to name, but there's one particular company I have to ask the head of Sharia to leave.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I said that I cannot have a Sharia did not subscribe to the right Sharia values.
Okay. Is it because of the way that this person leads his life, or is it
in terms of coming to work?
Coming to work.
Because I have non-Muslims also working in the organization.
All right. Of course,
and
yes.
I noticed that this person either late or there's particular days in a week always on the medical. I said, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah, I understand.
So because non-Muslim watching us, we are here Takaful.
Yes.
And I'm personally also talking about sincerity, honesty, especially integrity. Integrity that you really have to walk what you talk.
Yeah.
Sure. The one that need to model all these values is my head of Sharia.
Sure.
And when the person doesn't perform, I have no choice but to say that, look, let's shake hands and move on. I like you as a person, but I don't think that you can be part of my team.
I think what then what you're trying to actually impart to our audience here is the important role that the CEO plays in any operation.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And it's important that the CEO actually ensure that the team that he has, all, if you like, it's like a ship,
Right.
You have to row together.
Right.
You can't have like someone rowing the left,
Exactly.
the right,
Exactly.
The ship will be aimless. You see. So the CEO basically needs to chart the course.
Right.
And make sure that everybody who actually is in the ship, subscribe to that sort of a course, if you like. Right. And if you don't subscribe to it, from the perspective of not just what you say, but how you actually do, please leave.
Correct.
Although you're a good guy.
Yeah, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter because that's why I say that we are doing a ibadah satu dakwah.
Yeah.
And in many organizations now, there are a lot of non-Muslim.
Yeah.
If we as a Muslim did not subscribe to the Islamic values, it'd be embarrassing, especially we work in the Islamic organization.
Yeah.
Islamic. So this is why I'm saying that it's very tough. It's not. We have to walk the talk from top.
Yeah.
it's not just CEO. All the senior management also have to subscribe. And then throughout my career, actually I have asked many senior people
To leave.
I know that it's cruel. I know, but for me, at the end of the day, I just want to make sure that the sustainability of the company is my prime objective. Some of these are my close friends, but I still have to ask them to leave. But I keep on telling that there's nothing personal, it's all business. You can still have competing.
And from the perspective of, because being Malays as it were, we always very shy. We like to become, somebody would say that, maybe this is a very ruthless CEO.
Depends. That's why I say that there's always two sides of the coin. But for me, like I said just now, my conscience clear.
Yeah.
When I ask you to leave, I also being fair.
Yeah.
I never say that, you have to pack your bag. No. I'm giving you the opportunity to seek other opportunity.
Yeah.
And I never ask the
intention.
Exactly. Exactly. No, even earlier I put the person under PIP. I said that, look, this is what you need to change. I allow the person to change. But
okay, that is important. I think that differentiates between a ruthless CEO and a kind CEO who try to think what's good for you in terms of your career.
Correct. Right. Those people that ask to leave, I give them at least minimum 6 months to improve themselves. But by then I say that, I have to make a decision.
Yeah.
I cannot allow this cancerous element to spread all over. Because people down there is watching.
Yeah.
If you don't act against the senior management, then we say, you just talk only. So this is where you have to send the right message.
Message across.
This is where you really put the organization on the right pedestal to move forward. Everybody, like you said, rowing on the same direction. You cannot allow one or two, especially at senior level, that keep on pulling you back. Keep on pulling you back.
Yes.
Yeah. And the third one on the organization, this is what I learned. And I hope that the current leader and the future leader also will do very important thing. I've learned, and then I think we have to stop this. We have to stop pinching the stuff. I know. Before
you start on that one, having been in the industry when it started, I've always tell, when I do work outside of Malaysia, when countries want to start up Takaful, I say you have to look at Malaysia because effectively people think that if you are successful in insurance, you'll be successful in Takaful.
No.
It's not. So the point here being that there is a pool of talent in insurance, right? In Malaysia, when Takaful Malaysia was set up, we have quite a reasonable sized insurance industry. And they're quite, alhamdulillah, Malaysia produce, people who are basically well educated. They do understand the insurance business. So the idea being that we can start Takaful today, and tomorrow we can have people coming in and they know Takaful, they will make it successful. So in Malaysia, we had Takaful Malaysia was the only Takaful player for 9-10 years. And during that period, Dr. Fazli and his team, basically built up, a Takaful business. And they didn't have to worry so much about having their stuff pitched, all right? Because in a way as well,
they're the only one.
They're the only one. So they were still learning baby steps, and therefore, able to ensure that Takaful was established.
Right.
Subsequent to that, when we have more and more Takaful companies, especially when Bank Negara issue 4 Takaful licenses in one go, the pinching started.
Right.
And what we have basically a lot of movement among the companies. Double salaries and so very difficult to achieve your value. Basically your salary is double overnight. But that's important that we cannot allow people to move indiscriminately. Well, I wouldn't say indiscriminately. The ability to basically pinch other people's staff. But tell me, how would you prevent that? The pinching of staff.
Good explanation on that history of Takaful and also the pinching of staff and the amount of salary escalation since the MNC Takaful
MNC they pay more than
the one that really spoiled the market. But one thing, then if you look at the history of the first Takaful that I set up, we did not pinch from the Takaful. You look at the original team that we built within that team. We built even from the conventional, but we spend time on training them.
Yeah.
We put effort in training them, make them understand what is Takaful. Even when I wanted, when I moved to the next company after that, and you know that particular shareholder just across the tambak, across the causeway. And I know that the shareholder doesn't understand Takaful. And I don't mind sharing you. I even invited Tuan Haji Tamidi to go and talk to the shareholder. Because if I talk, they say, oh, you have the interest. So I invited Tuan Haji Tamidi to do a presentation about what is Takaful to the shareholders of GE Group.
GE Group, yeah.
But
Where was Tarmizi at that point of time?
He was a freelance.
Over that period of time.
He was a freelance. So I invited him, and then he went and present. And that's opened the mind of this shareholders, Chinese shareholders, Singaporean,
non-Muslim.
Like that.
I think that's a very, very important point, because when you have foreign shareholders actually investing in Takaful, it's very important they understand, what Takaful is,
right?
And they appreciate that Takaful is not just a product, because after all, they're still investors,
right?
And like any investors, they want a return on capital,
exactly,
right? Mm-hmm. But what you need to actually impart knowledge to this kind of shareholders is that yes, you're going to get your return on capital,
right?
But you need to work for it,
right?
And you need to understand what are the limitations of Takaful.
Right.
I think that's very important, because Takaful is not insurance.
No. far
from it. But that part of it, we can touch on it a bit later.
Okay,
but let's continue.
Let's continue. This pinching of stuff. That time, that's why I said that succession planning is very key.
Yeah.
I think, please, I'm asking my fellow CEOs right now in the Takaful industry and the future leaders, spend time on the succession planning. Spend time on the pools of people that you have right now.
Yeah.
Spend time, invest in these people. Provide training. And if there's a vacancy within, promote people within. Promote people within, because these people hungry for a chance to prove themselves.
Yeah.
But you need to train, you need to coach, you need to guide them. This is very key. This is what missing in many organizations, especially in Takaful company. They don't have. That's why the pinching happened. Because there's a vacancy, they start pinching.
This is immediate gratification. Or thinking they have immediate gratification.
Sometimes we assume that our own people in Singapore are not good enough.
Yeah, sure.
But we are not giving them an opportunity to show what they can, or he or she can do. So this is what I'm saying. Yeah. So please, it's very key, especially now as we move into the digital AI whatsoever, and we have to make sure that our people are properly trained, properly educated. Spend time, invest. Some company very, very stingy in terms of
training,
spending on training. They're very calculative. Yeah. So for me, you can get huge return if you really invest in your own people. You can really work. You manage your management expenses, which I said many companies contributed more than 50% of overall expenses. This is where.
Maybe the cost of management
when you train people, because you hire like this out, you have to pay more. But if you train people,
internal talent.
Exactly.
So what you're trying to say is that if you are proactive enough, you're looking like not just this year, but you're looking at 5-10 years ahead. Then your investment in in your talent, building up your own talent, it will save you money, because if you were to hire from outside, you have to pay more.
Correct.
And then what you get might not be what you think you got during the interview period, because that's why the person is perfect.
And someone said, many companies so scared or afraid to train people. They say, no, if we train 3 years, he or she will leave.
Yeah.
But I say that you also attract the young one. You replace, because young one say, oh, this is a good training ground.
Yeah.
So forever you maintain your cost very low, because you attract because of your ability to train people, and they are able to do that, and people will come in, because we have thousands and thousands young graduates come out from the university
every year. Yeah, we're blessed. I think
and
Malaysia,
they are looking at which university can provide me a fertile ground for me to learn as much as possible.
Yeah. Oh, yes, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
And last but not least, on the company-wide, organization-wide, this why I think, especially now with the current in the new era, the company must embrace. Best still, the company must anticipate changes. People always say, "Oh, we have to adopt and adapt." No, we have to anticipate now. Especially now with the AI coming. both of us might be replaced soon.
I doubt it.
I know.
I'm not sure that, my view of AI is that AI is just an algorithm, basically. They are as good as what you program them to be, and as what they can learn,
Right.
But never mind. I think we're already at the age whereby we don't really have too much to worry about our career. It's towards the end.
But the thing is that we want now, like I said just now in the beginning, you said that Takaful has been in Malaysia for the last 40 years. We hope, this is where I've been telling myself, I've been telling my senior management, even now at the board level, I've been telling my fellow board members, they said, look, our job now is to provide a platform. So for the next generation, the next batch of leaders come and can take this organization to a higher level, take the Takaful industry to the higher level. Hopefully the Takaful in Malaysia will last 4,000 years.
Yeah.
Doesn't
no,
matter.
I think the point here is that the challenge for Takaful actually is also competing with insurance. I mean, I go back to the question of whether Takaful is only for Muslims or for everyone. I think that if you want to embrace Takaful for the future, it has to be something that is an offering which differentiates itself from insurance, and therefore you're able to attract non-Muslims, if you like, to come and actually take on Takaful. I think it's still a challenge because the people's perception of Takaful perhaps is not as clear as what it should be. But yeah, I mean, it's something that we need to do because we need to actually think about that and see, okay, now perhaps we're okay in terms of our policyholder or participants, if you like, Muslims. But we should not be satisfied with that. We should also be looking at how we can actually make Takaful accessible or an option, a real option for non-Muslims. Because there is actually values in Takaful which is not in insurance.
Exactly.
And we won't talk about that today. But I think that's important.
Yeah. No, totally agree with you. And I think last time before the MNC Takaful came into the picture, we tend to confine to only Muslim market. That's why it's not growing as fast. After the MNC of Takaful came on board. Because they leverage on this non-Muslim market also to go in and grow the market. But like I said, I do agree that we have to have a special offering on that. That's why I said that just now. We must anticipate changes. We must be relevant to the customers. We must, because the customers today is very discerning customers. While we are talking here, when they see our whatever that I shared just now, the values, now the customer can just Google, is he bullshitting us or he's telling
BS.
Sorry, my language. Because even when I talk to my son, also 4 sons, when I shared with them some of the hadiths or whatever, I know that my younger son will Google. Okay, sahih. It's true.
It is authentic.
No, because that's how the customers now.
Yeah, young people are not necessarily just taking things as you tell them.
Exactly.
They want to also ensure.
Exactly. So that's what I'm telling now. At the company level, we cannot shop sendiri. We cannot assume, this is what we've been doing for the last 40 years. No, the customers changes. We have to listen to them. Like you said just now, what else that Takaful can do? There are many things that Takaful can do. We look at our service delivery. We have to anticipate what are the expectation of the customers.
Sure.
What can we do beyond just the product, beyond just the certificate that we are offering to the customers? Because, for example, I give you a classic example. This is what I've been telling also many people that are willing to listen. Zakat. We can pay a lot of zakat. The company with the profit pay a lot of zakat. But some of the zakat we can also ask from the state zakat collection body to be given back to us. Use that portion for the CSI.
Sure. Yeah.
Where commissioner cannot do. We can do.
Yeah. I think that's unique for Malaysia. I mean, we don't have time to explain the concept we have zakat in Malaysia, but it's quite unique. And I think something that people in other countries can also learn from. But yeah, I mean the important thing is maybe people are not quite clear the difference between because there are 2 aspects of it. You as a participant, as a policyholder, what is it that Takaful offer you, right? And we talk about risk sharing, not risk transfer, and the benefits of risk sharing, but of course there are limitations as well. But from the company's perspective as well, in terms of what it can differentiate itself from a conventional insurance company. What is it that Takaful operator can do from the perspective of, improving the lot, if you like, in terms of the population, or help assisting, in terms of times of need,
Right.
as compared to insurance,
Right.
So that aspect of it perhaps has not been very much communicated.
Right.
And something that, maybe, you're now a board member of a Takaful company. Maybe, more should be done in terms of trumpeting that what is it that you as a company do that maybe other insurance companies do not do, that people can also appreciate that, some of the profits that, that comes to the company is actually being used for good.
Yep. And this way also can attract for non-Muslim also, because they know that not just they are paying the contribution to the company to take care of their own
Manage
life,
their risk,
manage their risk, but the company also doing on their behalf to help others, tangible. Because sometimes we say, oh, this sharing, even if we don't claim, you are helping others to claim, but they did not see it maybe during their lifetime. But when they start seeing that we distribute whatever the contribution to help the poor, to help the needy. This is where, okay.
We'll talk about that in a while in terms of what the industry should do. I think there's something to do with what's it that the Takaful industry is trying to do, value-based VBI
investment.
But you need the thing is that you need to advertise this, because
Correct.
you cannot assume that people know.
Exactly.
All right, so something needs to be done.
This is where I think the third compartment I want to share with you, because just now we talk about because I also like to work bottoms up. First, just now we talk about values of the individual. That we move to the company.
So the last one is values for the industry.
Correct.
Maybe you can. Well, you've been in industry, very long time, and the issue has always been a case of, what is it that we can do as an industry, because there is also some savings in terms of costs if the industry moves together.
Correct.
As opposed to
Exactly.
country by country, and also there's also a consistency in terms of the message that you want to get across as an industry.
Right.
So we do need, an industry association which is in tune with the values that Takaful is trying to actually imbue.
Right.
But please, what do you think?
It's true. I think you basically sum up. We like I said, we all the Takaful players, be it Takaful operators or re-Takaful operators, even the broker, whoever parties that involve, brokers, intermediaries that involved in the Takaful industry must align, must work together in putting Takaful in a different platform. Just now you already mentioned, and you said that Takaful in insurance is two different.
They're different.
They're totally different. But we tend to equate. For the last 40 years, we tend to equate.
I think partly because of the fact that maybe we're lazy. We do not, because we know that the time is money, So if you want to explain Takaful first, and then you want to sell the person the policy, it's too much time, Time is money. But I think that we need to invest.
Correct.
Right. So go on. Yeah.
Moving forward, we have to do that. We have to show clearly to the population, especially Muslim population first, non-Muslim first, that Takaful is totally different from insurance. And to do that also, we as an industry per se, we have to do self-regulating. We must do
Self-regulating.
self-regulating. Right now, we are depending too much from the regulator itself to dictate. Yeah. But because for ourselves, we did not show that we are mature enough to self-regulate the players. Sorry to say that. I know that you are involved in a lot, but this is what I've seen. But why can't we be like Bursa? Why can't we be like Bursa? Bursa, they self-police, they self-regulated those companies that.
I think the problem there. I mean, Bursa is like a monopoly, but I think the issue here in terms of Takaful is that they're competing as well. But I think that's why we have to as an industry, agree in terms of what is it as industry we need, because there are lots of things we need to do. One thing as well, is the fact that go back to what was discussed just now, that the people don't actually understand Takaful. They don't differentiate, are not able to differentiate between Takaful and insurance, and also in terms of financial education as well. Many Muslims don't really, in Malaysia anyway, don't really, understand, the importance of financial education. So I mean, how we as an industry, even though we're competing, perhaps you can actually give some ideas of, under what umbrella or under what kind of issues that we should act together? Because it is not a matter of competing, it's something that we are actually presenting to the public in terms of, as an industry, what we are for.
Right.
How do you think that can be done? How to get past that competing kind of spirit?
This way, I think we already have a good association, a Malaysian Takaful Association, as an umbrella for the whole players that are in the Takaful industry. But we should we should empower this association. Right now, we are not empowering. They still have to refer to the EXCO, whatever. We should empower whoever running that particular association.
That's interesting because the thing is this. No, I mean, I don't quite know what basically is the constitution of MTA.
Right.
But I think that the point here is that what is the mission statement of MTA?
Right.
Do we know what the mission statement of MTA is?
That's the thing. That's the thing. That's the thing.
We don't know.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, I'm not in the industry in terms of.
No, because everybody have their own ideas how the.
Or they can't agree.
Yeah. Okay.
That was the big problem.
This way it is. Yeah. And like you said just now, because Takaful and insurance two totally different thing. But usually most of the time we tend to follow the other association, which is not right. Then that's why this perception says, it's one of the same. It's not the same.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
As I said before, it is an easy way out because we don't want to invest in
time, money, or whatsoever.
Which is the same.
But moving forward, if we want to stay relevant, Takaful industry want to stay relevant, we have to start now. That empower MTA, empower this association, moving towards being a self-regulated body. And if we need to change the constitution, so be it. So be it. But once we do that, for example, I like this. I know that maybe Bursa said that they are monopolizing the industry fair. But for example, I enjoyed football. Let's look at EPL,
English Premier League.
Yeah, they put a cap, cap
in terms of spending. How much you can spend?
They fine, they reprimand, they deduct point, they even demote. So this same thing that if we empower and we put all this regulation inside, if people are
that's an interesting thought. I mean, in terms of regulation from a legal perspective and self-regulation, I think what self-regulation is able to achieve is, you as an industry, you understand what needs to be done,
right?
And because you understand what needs to be done, you can then put together what the plan is going forward, and then you can regulate the industry players to ensure that they are actually focused in terms of that direction.
Right.
I think our regulator, Bank Negara Malaysia, they've done a great job, in terms of promoting
totally
Takaful.
agree.
But some people, and I subscribe to it perhaps a bit, that they could be micromanaging us. But the reason why they might be micromanaging it is because of the fact that maybe they don't see the industry basically as doing what they think should be done to promote the industry, because they got big plans with Takaful.
Right.
Maybe they don't see the industry making the effort to actually achieve those kind of KPIs that they've got in their mind, as it were. But yeah, I think something that could be done. But then, what can we do?
No, not just that. Also, the danger of allowing also regulate. I appreciate. I think Bank Negara have done a great job in putting the right framework, the right parameters for the Takaful players. But we tend to say that sometimes the framework that come out like a copycat of
insurance industry.
Oh. So that's the thing, because
I don't want to go into details but I do see where you're coming from.
Yeah. So this is why I'm saying that. Because we as an association, we don't show, like you said just now, that we are mature enough to propose.
We understand what Takaful is. Maybe all no, we don't want to say that Bank Negara doesn't understand, but I think Bank Negara has got many children. All right, so maybe they will actually pay more attention to the one that makes the most noise. You see? So if you're quiet, they might not be paying as much attention to us, and also because of the fact that they don't know what the industry issues are unless the industry tells them.
Exactly.
And then if the industry were to tell them, they say, "Hey, wait a minute, is it right or wrong?" Right. So we as an industry, we as Takaful industry, we know what we should be done.
Right.
And I think especially for people who have been in the industry for a long time, it's not a matter of just dollars and cents. You know?
Right.
We may not be thinking about the next balance sheet, if you like. We're thinking about what we see Takaful role is in the future.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I take your point. We need to ensure the MTA is quite clear in terms of what its objective should be, right?
Yeah.
But how to get the industry to subscribe to that?
This, like I said, the moment that if all these leaders agree to the set values, MTA also, like I said, go back to the organization. The MTA also must have the set values, and whoever walk into that ESCO meeting must subscribe to the set values of the MTA per se. Yeah. Again, this is something that if we don't do it now, forever will be the second fiddle
The insurance.
to insurance. Forever will be the second fiddle. We're not going to have a strong voice in putting forward and differentiate Takaful from
Insurance.
insurance. Yeah, and like you said just now at the beginning, if we can collate, because we've been collecting fees from all these companies also, levy.
The levy, yeah.
But if all agree, we can really go all out. This is where I've been even before I left. Also, in my last seminar, they invited me to, back in 2013, and also when I spoke to the previous CEO of MTA, I said that the association should be brave enough to take a bold initiative in educating the public, especially Muslim. We must remember, just now, I know, no doubt that I've been saying that both of us have been saying about Takaful for all, but our main job, the first pillar is for Muslim community. 65% to 70% of our population are Muslims.
Sure.
Correct.
Yeah.
So that will be the first Takaful market per se. The rest is the non-Muslim is the secondary market. But to do that, we must send a strong message. This is what funny, because, for example, we have not seen a MTA association take an initiative as a whole, either in social media or even the billboard, to educate, or even at school or whatever, to really educate what is Takaful is all about.
Yeah.
For example, I've been challenging the previous CEO. I said that why not MTA come up with a billboard, put everywhere, or even the social media, say that for Muslim, Takaful is not an option. Hey, be brave enough.
Yeah.
Because what's so funny is that even at the current time, Zainal, we see that people are boycotting certain organizations, certain shops, because of the certain issue that they say, oh, it's insulting Islam.
Yeah.
But no one boycott a company that promote riba and haram practices.
Yeah. I know.
Why?
That is some.
Our job as a Muslim, as a Takaful company, we must educate. Doesn't matter. At the end of the day, they make a choice.
Yeah.
They want to continue with the insurance fair.
Yeah.
But our job is to say that, hey, there's a fatwa saying that insurance is haram. Period.
Yeah. But remember as well, then there's a fatwa that says smoking is haram. But
I understand. But what I'm trying to say, but riba, smoking doesn't state it in Al Quran. But riba stated is stated in Al Quran that if you don't abandon this practice, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala and the Prophet will declare war on you.
Yeah.
But we still not brave enough as a Takaful association to go out and tell the Muslims in Malaysia, look, for when you need Takaful, when you need protection, Takaful is not an option.
Yeah.
Because we always say, oh, it's an option. Because we equate insurance and Takaful one of the same.
Sure. I think it goes back. You must have the financial education, right, to say that you do need protection, and then given that you understand that, then you have the option of insurance or Takaful. Then why you should choose Takaful, not insurance? So that I think is the sequence, if you like, because we have issues as well whereby not many people understand the value of protection. So I think MTA needs also invest in that as well.
But this is the thing why I say that we have to empower MTA, then we have to empower the association, because as you know, like I said just now, there are also many MNCs that have also have also insurance arm. They might not happy if, for example,
the conflict.
But for me, this is where I say that we should separate out. The association must be empowered and they go out. We are not saying insurance haram. We are saying that for Muslim, we are targeting Muslim. Our job is to make sure that 65%, 70% of this Malaysian population which are Muslims understand that takaful is not an option. If you think of protection, whatever be it, house, be it your own health, medical, whatever, takaful is a must.
Yeah.
It's funny because like you said just now, smoking is haram, but again in Malaysia, which is glaring. Then if you walk to all the 4D outlet, what do you see at the sign of the 4D outlet? Muslims are not allowed to buy.
I mean, this 4D is the lottery,
gambling outlet.
Yeah. It's a Muslim.
You have stated clearly.
Yeah.
You go to any shop that sell alcohol, they say that Muslims are not allowed.
Yeah, to buy alcohol.
But when it comes to riba, when it comes to all these practices, we are not brave enough to shout that for Muslim.
That is not.
That's what I have been saying from day one when I stepped into the takaful industry, that we should be brave enough to say that.
Yeah. Well, I think to me, I mean, and we're coming to the end of our podcast. But to me, one of the things that one way to reach the audience is basically the Friday prayers when you have the khutbah. And I think it's something that that we need to get maybe JAIS, the association, to actually remind the Muslims, that these are something that is very important. So sometimes the problem is that sometimes the Muslims, they treat prayers and basically fasting as just something to do. They don't understand why they do it. Why is it important? So I think we need to educate them to say that why riba is haram. Because if they don't understand that, they might just treat it as just like, oh, all right, maybe it's a small sin. But then like you say, it's not a small sin; it's a very big sin. But it goes back to education.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you have one more sort of something else to say.
I think more on the industry level. This is where I say that if we can collate all our effort from all these players, be it takaful operators, all the intermediaries, we should set up a takaful academy as per industry. So meaning that we can collaborate with university whatsoever. Meaning that all the while we ask which degree, they say Islamic finance, but specialize in takaful. We don't have takaful per se. If you really want to,
I mean, being in takaful industry for over 40 years, one thing that frustrates me is that people sometimes think that they are takaful experts when they're not really takaful experts.
Exactly. No, I totally agree 100% with you. Because I got a degree in Islamic finance. Major. No, you're not.
you're not takaful. But it goes back that you don't know what the takaful expert or otherwise formally, unless you have got perhaps a degree in takaful.
Exactly.
Which is specific basically to the
from end to end.
From end to end. Yeah. And maybe there's something that INSEF should do, or maybe MTA should do.
No, we do on piecemeal basis, but we don't really have a program by itself.
A structured program.
And this is where we can get. But again, like I said, because people thought that we still like little brother of a financial industry as per se. People like to work in Islamic bank rather than.
No, and then one thing I got a beef of that is that people tend to equate Islamic banking and banking with takaful and insurance.
Right.
I think, and many people I think will subscribe to this, that, there is a bigger difference between between takaful and insurance than perhaps there is between Islamic banking and conventional banking. Because I think from the perspective of banking, there's always a case that, you're saying that, I don't pay interest, but I pay profit, is it? You know what I mean? But we do leave that aside.
Right.
But, if you look in terms of how Islamic banking is done and how takaful is done, you see that, in terms of takaful, it is different from insurance in terms of the structure, as opposed to maybe Islamic banking and banking itself. Maybe there the border perhaps is less hazy, more hazy. But people sometimes, and I have this issue with the accounting fraternity, because they seem to have got in their mind that takaful is the same as insurance. Therefore, we should account for it just like insurance. When it is not.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have to finish soon because I think now it's very useful. I think basically I hope that this podcast have a lot of gems, if you like, for those coming into the industry, that they see that for those that have preceded them, that there are things that they can learn. And I think you're given the perspective in terms of values, which I think is quite unique, when you look in terms of the values that you should have, as an individual, as a corporate, as an industry, because these are things that perhaps people know, they think they know, but perhaps they have not actually thought through it very carefully. Because once you think through it very carefully, then you know what the actions should be.
Right.
So once again, thank you very much for coming and sharing your wisdom.
Thanks,
and thank you everybody for listening. And I hope that you will join us for our next installment of Legends of Takaful. Thank you.
Thank you.